Well, you probably recognize the young gentleman I have next to me because he's been on many, many times. Eric Auger is, he's very prominent in this town, and at one time you were the consulate for France.
For France, yes.
Yes. Are you still consulate, or
No.
what happened?
Well, I've been doing it for 8 years. And so
yes, a lot of work.
It was time.
You know, there's a lot of work put into things like that people don't really realize, because it's all volunteer work, isn't it? You don't
It's
get
all
paid.
volunteer work.
You don't get paid to be a consul. So it's, of course, it was an honorary consul because their main offices normally are in a big New York, California, Los Angeles, or Chicago. They're usually in a big town. So this was, then they have, what is it, about 27, 28 honorary consuls in Vegas.
In consuls in Vegas. We're one of the city in the United States with the most consuls.
Yes, you do. Well, because everybody wants to be in Vegas and everybody wants to be a consul, because then you can really, you can be something in Vegas. Not always.
But it was a great age you're serving, but it was time. Business.
Yeah, time is time. Yes.
We added another kid to the family, and so I could see I could see myself stretching, so I had to make a decision.
Yes, and you made a great decision, because one of my greatest things that I try to explain to people, that you've got to focus on one thing, and then let all the other things come in. Because if you don't have that one thing to focus on, and what Eric is focusing on right now, and there's a lot of stuff going on, is real estate. Now, you're in real estate. You've been in real estate for quite a long time.
16 years now.
16 years. In Vegas?
Started in...
16 years in Vegas,
actually,
that's a lot.
Almost 17, started in 2002, April of 2002.
How wonderful. You've seen a big change.
Yes.
You went through the ups, and you went through I remember it was 2003, 4, 5, all the way up to 7.
These years, I was so good. All I had to do is put a sign in front of your house, and it's
I bought so much property then. I know. I was probably one that was buying property.
But I thought it was so good. It was like 3 hours. I said,
he thought he was really good. But everybody else was doing the same thing. They were flashing it, and then we had that big, the balloon burst.
Everything,
and everything fell apart from, it was common. They say 208.
That's about when it got really bad.
It started 7. It started with 2007. It started to come down, and I'm, like all real estate people, you think it's going down. It's going to come up. It went down. It's going to come up, and it took such a long time to come back up.
It did. And that's the thing about real estate, is that you never know when you hit the bottom or when you hit the peak until you've passed it.
Yes. Until it's too late.
That's when you know. Otherwise, it's just a guess.
Otherwise, it's a guess. Now, we've got here in front of us, we've got a little bit of a monopoly going on. I'm not quite sure. But do you want to talk about statistics and what's going on with Vegas and what's happening?
Yeah, I wanted to start talking a little bit about the state of the market, because we had a shift that started in about October last year.
Oh, really?
And a lot of people started panicking, and I think it's probably because they still have the memories of the crash.
Well, yeah, we want to prepare ourselves.
Yes, I hear all kind of stories.
I'm sure you do.
And in addition to that, the news always gives you, they always talk about the national real estate market.
Yes.
That does not exist. All real estate is local.
Yeah, well, yes, especially Vegas is very different.
Very different, yeah. So if you look at one of the big news outlets and you believe what they tell you about real estate, there is about a 90% chance that what they're telling you doesn't apply to you, because there's no such a thing as a national market. Everything's local.
Local, yes.
So the shift that we've seen happening is starting in October, as we've seen the inventory increasing. We were at about 4,000 homes on the market for a very long time.
Really?
And
Couldn't sell them?
Yeah, and we were selling about 3,000 homes a month. So technically we had a 1 month inventory. It was a feeding frenzy.
And everybody panicked.
Everybody panicked, and it was a feeding frenzy. And then the inventory started increasing and increasing. Now we're at about 8,000 homes on the market.
8,000 homes on the market. But also a lot of building has gone on in Vegas. Tremendous amount of buildings.
Builders throw their houses in the mix too.
Yes.
And those are not in the MLS, so I don't have numbers for builders. But in resale market, we have about 8,000 homes.
8,000, and that's a lot.
It's actually not this much. Think about it, because we're selling about 2,000 to 3,000 homes a month, so we have about a 4-month worth of inventory.
Okay.
So we're still very much in a market that's in favor of sellers, but it is gradually switching. And in some price categories, it is actually already to the advantage of buyers.
So this is a good time. I think what Eric's saying is a good time to buy now. So we went through that little sort of, undecidable place where you want to be.
Yes.
So now it's
Yes.
good for buyers.
It's actually getting better and better for buyers. We were at about an average of 35 days on the market for a house to sell. Now we're at 49. Usually when you see the time on the market extending, that's the precursor of a shift happening.
So our price is coming down. I don't ever see anything coming down because when we went through that big, I don't know, depression, recession, whatever you want to call it, it slowly sort of came up, but it's never really reached to what it was before that happened. And I can only tell by my house.
Yes. What about the average sales price for January is 300,000, just over 300,000.
So the average price that someone's buying is 300,000.
It's about 300,000.
Now, the reason Vegas is so popular for buying, because where can you buy a house? I mean, let's look at California, which is like 3 or 4 hours away. I mean, unless you're really totally on the outskirts of California, you cannot buy a house for 300,000.
No, and it's kind of funny because people say, "Oh, it cannot go higher. It's impossible. It will never go higher. It will never go higher." Guess how much that same average price was in 2003? 183,000. And people were saying, guess what they were saying? It'll never go higher.
But I know I bought my house. This is just, I bought a house, actually an investment it was. I bought a house it cost me, in the end with the pool and everything else that I had done with it, cost me 440. Now it's probably worth about 380. So it still hasn't gone up.
Right.
It still hasn't gone up to
You're
the price
there.
I paid, but I'm getting there. I don't know if I'm going to survive this. I mean, I might be gone before the house is gone. I don't know. Now, but also we've got something in front of us.
Yes.
We're going to play Monopoly, and I don't know what we're playing with Monopoly.
Do you want to know the secret of selling your house for the maximum possible
price? Yes, I do.
price?
I want to know the secret.
Quickly and with no stress.
Sounds cool to me. Sounds cool. Okay. I like that.
Well, in order to get to that, you have to understand how the real estate market works.
Yes.
And once you understand how the real estate market works, you have to be willing to position yourself where you need to be.
Yes.
Okay?
Yes.
So let's go to the Monopoly
Well, one of my
pieces.
greatest things in selling anything or doing anything is pigs get fat and hogs choke. So get in the middle of there. Don't be a little hoggy because you won't sell the house.
So the easiest way to demonstrate this is to use Monopoly pieces. Each house that you see here represents 500 homes on the market.
Okay.
We have right now about 8,000 houses on the market. So
that's...
500, so we have 1,000, 2,000, 3,000, 4,000, 5, 6, 7, 8,000 homes on the market.
Okay.
And we are selling about 1,000 homes a month. So each piece here represents 1,000 buyers. 3,000 homes a month.
Okay.
Okay?
Yes.
You're with me so far?
I'm with you, yes.
All right. Now, I'm going to organize those houses here 2 by 2 for a very specific reason.
Okay.
Buyers look for value. And value is derived of what the features of the house are in comparison to its price.
Okay, so what that means of what the condition is,
condition is one of the features.
Where it is situated.
Where it is situated is one of the features.
Yes, and also can they make money, or will it go down or go up in price as the market is going? So they're taking, because a lot of people don't understand that. I don't think it's going to go down, but how fast is it going to go up so they can make a profit?
They can make a profit.
Because that's what people all want.
And what's interesting is that in an appreciating market, people think in terms of profit.
Yes.
In a depreciating market, people think in terms of loss. And the psychology of the buyer is very, very different.
Yes, definitely.
But,
I think of profit.
Yeah.
I never think of loss, because eventually I'm going to... Yeah, okay.
So the reason why I organize them this way is because not all houses are the same, right? At the top here, you have those houses that offer the best values, meaning that they have the best features, they're the best upgrades, and they're offering the most competitive price.
And also how old the house is?
And also,
the age of the house, because age of the house is very important.
And so those houses are priced, offer a lot of value for the money. So do these.
Yes.
And as you go down, they offer less and less value for the money. You follow me?
Yes.
So when you're in the middle here, your house is kind of okay and it's priced okay.
Yes.
When you're at the bottom here, you're a dreamer because you want a house that needs a lot of work and you want premium for it.
So that's rehabbing the house, which a lot of people call them flipping homes, right?
Those are flippers' favorites.
Flipping isn't as big as it used to be, but it's still quite big, right?
It's still quite big.
Okay.
So here's what happens month one. The first 1,000 buyer comes in and they buy the first 1,000 homes. Of course, they're going to get the homes that offer the best value.
Of course.
You're with me?
They want to
buy. What are going to do the second 1,000?
Okay.
They're going to say the same thing. We're going to buy the houses that offer the best values.
In that price range.
In that price range.
These are all different price ranges, right?
It's the market in general. Those are all 8,000 homes.
In general, okay.
Yeah. And these people are going to buy the last 3,000 homes.
Okay.
So if you're priced in the middle, you're probably tempted to think, well, I'm next. Now my house will sell on month number 2.
Yeah,
right?
I'm there.
Yeah.
I've got there. I've achieved my goal.
Sorry to burst your bubble.
Are you going to disappoint
but
me?
there's going to be there's new buyers entering the market at the same time. And some are going to be priced at the bottom, some are going to be priced here, and some are going to offer better value. Because every month you have new sellers coming into the market.
I'm looking at this like anything, like a retail store. You can do 10% discount, 20% discount, 50% discount, and this is really a little bit the same, isn't it?
Then we have our next 3,000 buyers, and the same thing happens.
The same thing over and over again.
So what happens if you're in the middle? You are in what you call the no man's land, where nothing happens.
You know, well, there's a lot of people out there that are in no man's land, and that is in any business or any retail or residential or any of it, because these people cannot make their mind up what they want. Isn't that really the answer is? Because you don't know, if I go higher, I'm not going to sell it. If I go lower, I'm going to lose money.
Exactly.
And so they get stuck.
And so the house is here, it stays on the market, it stays, and you have either two choices. Either you improve your house to increase its value, or you decrease the price to make it more attractive.
And this is exactly what I said at the beginning. Pigs get fat and hogs choke. And this is actually the answer. So you've got to come into a happy medium.
So if you want to sell your house quickly for the maximum possible price and with no stress at all, you have to make sure that from day one it is positioned on the top. Why? Because if you've been in the middle for 3, 4, 5, 6 months, and the average days on the market is 48 days, what are buyers going to say before they look at your house?
Why?
What's wrong with it?
What's wrong with the house? What are they not showing us that's there?
Exactly. Now, in the unlikely event they want to make an offer, what are they going to say?
That's right.
Yeah, they've been on the market for a while. They must be tired. Let's see if we can lowball these people.
And then they don't. Now, is this to do with the owner not wanting to budge, or the real estate person like yourself trying to give them an idea what their house is worth and what they should do, because you know the market far better than they do. This is your business. You know that, you've been on the market for 6 months. Obviously your house is too high. If your house sells within a week when you put it into the market, you know what that means? The house is too low. That means you sold. Everybody's looking around for a bargain. And whether it's a 10,000 or a 20,000.
Unless you have a bidding war.
A bidding war. Well, you know what a bidding war is? I tell you, a bidding war is when somebody comes in and say 200, and then somebody comes with 205, 210, and 220, and it goes up and up and up until they beat.
Until they get to the maximum.
A friend of mine did that in Los Angeles. Had the house up for 700 and something, sold it for 919.
That's beautiful.
That's the bidding.
That's beautiful.
But that's what a bidding war is, right?
So the secret, is very simple.
What's the secret?
It's proper preparation. The secret to selling your house for the maximum price with no stress and quickly is to prepare it for sale.
Okay.
Don't just put it on the market.
Okay, should the person who is a private person who does not do real estate, should they trust you to do that, and you're going to come in with the honest and you're going to give them, they can phone up any for sale signs anywhere around and find out, around your area, you can phone up these people and find out what they're selling their house for. That's very easy to do, but you don't have to do that because you already know the market. So you're pretty fair on that.
Yes. So what we do is we take the time to prepare the house for sale. Number one, we repair everything that needs to be repaired, or recommend that they repair.
Yes.
We offer a complimentary professional staging consultation, so that when the professional photographer comes in, it looks absolutely spotless.
Yes.
Because the way you live in a house and the way you sell in a house are two different things.
Absolutely. Totally
two different things.
Yes, it could be a shack when you're living in it, but you're not going to sell it as a shack unless the price is right.
And then you have to create anticipation.
Yes. Yeah. So how's the market going for you? It's going good?
The market for us right now, it's going well.
For you,
it's going
very well.
Houses are selling, and we are actually, in my opinion, a perfect market right now.
Perfect market. I think people are getting ready, aren't they?
The seller can walk away with enough money to happily buy a new house, right? And the buyer is buying at a time where he feels confident in the next 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 years, he's
Yes.
going to make enough money on
Enough
that
money,
house for
yeah.
him move up.
Move up, yes.
And so we're in a perfect market because everybody's happy right now.
They are, except the younger generation. The younger generation, because they've got all these college bills and all these university bills, it's very hard for them to actually buy a house right now because there aren't enough inexpensive homes, which are nice homes. So I noticed there's a couple of complexes in Nevada, well actually in Las Vegas, that actually have built these incredible, beautiful new complexes, but
Yes.
they're renting them out.
They're renting them
They're
out.
renting them out because now they can help the younger generation with the rent.
There's a need,
And
yes.
there's a need for that because the younger generation, I don't know if they've ever been able to buy a house because when you're coming out of college, you really don't have everything together to buy a house.
Right.
So, but I think with the day and age, I think the younger generation want to buy a house now. I really feel that. They want something of their own at a very young age. The problem is financially they can't afford it. So I think, all the financial people out there should try to look into this to make it possible for them to buy a house.
Or the next cycle,
Or the next cycle,
depending on what happens.
always depending on what happens. Now Vegas is unique because Vegas at the moment is quite inexpensive, but it's becoming very expensive. Eric, how can they reach you to get all your philosophy and how they can buy a home through you? How can you
The
do
best
that?
way to reach me is through my cell phone. Either call me or text me. It's 702-813-2661. So that's 702-813-2661. So you call me or send me a text message and I'll get right back to you.
And he also speaks French because he is from France.
Oui, oui.
Anyway, he's absolutely amazing. Any real estate deals you want, whether they're commercial or residential, he can help you with and get you the best buy and get you everything else. I was also talking about something the other day, which was the salt room, of putting salt blocks into homes to making something a little
luxury
different,
homes.
but into luxury homes. And I told them to get in touch with this salt room business guy and hopefully get together because a lot of people out there want something different and they have the money to have something different. So imagine having a salt room in your own personal home, your residential. It's amazing.
Yes.
We'll be right back. Thank you, Eric, for coming on.
No,
we'll be
thanks.
right back. Vegas Live with Ninon.
Thank you.
Absolutely.